to episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Bro, we have made it to episode 9. This is Wrestling with Purpose. I'm Mitch. What's up, Danny?
Not much. I never know where you're going with these intros. I'm just as surprised as everybody else who's watching. So that's incredible. I thought you were gonna do like a Mumbo number 5 type thing. Like I honestly thought you were gonna start like bringing it
Little
out. And
bit of rain in my life, little bit of purpose by my side, little bit of Danny's what I like, and I am the vibe changer, Mitch Valentine. Did you know that?
I see. I didn't know where any of this was going, so I'm glad I kind of pushed you that way. That should be our new intro.
Yeah, that's fine. And dude, I'm the vibe changer, bro. The vibe changer, Mitch Valentine, is officially in the pro wrestling business. Had to wear the shirt. Um, Man,
Back.
it's been an epic few weeks, man. Of course, I want to hear what you've been up to. I know you're very discreet. Discreet Danny is your double D. That is your nickname. Not big on the socials, but I know you are a sociable guy, and you travel around. You help a lot of organizations, especially in regards to the military, the veterans, and all that. So, what have you been up to these last few weeks?
Yeah, it's not necessarily like I'm on the social medias. It's just I keep it separated. So like I run like VOP gaming on Twitch. So like I do a lot of that, but like it's so weird because like I've always wanted to keep them separate, like Danny
Right.
and like VOP gaming, because one day like it's growing and one day I just kind of want to be like, you know what, I'm done. I want to hand it on to somebody else and their VOP gaming. You know what I mean? So I've always tried to separate the two. So it's hard for like I'm on social media a lot. I stream every day. I do charity events. I do travel around and stuff, but that's VOP gaming. So when it's time for Danny to like post on social media, I'm like, I'm done. I'm worn out from
Yeah.
the internet. So I haven't posted on Facebook in probably 3 years, maybe.
Wow.
Or Instagram was Christmas probably 3 or something years ago, and I dressed up because I was doing a charity. I was doing a charity event. I had a big beard, and it was all Christmas tree. I had ornaments in it, and like reindeer glasses, ugly Christmas sweater type stuff. Like I'm on social media as my internet personality. So when I'm not, I don't put I'm a ghost on social media.
That's wild, bro. We're like exact opposites. I will post no more than 4 times a day on Facebook,
Yeah.
like twice in the morning, twice at night. I mean, I always have an event or something going on that I'm promoting.
Yeah.
That's why I'm mainly on there because I'm promoting my radio show or a Words of Faith event. Now I'm back in the professional wrestling business. And, but I hear you though, man. Sometimes I just like to get off there for as many days as I can, and
Mm-hmm.
just fast from social media. I'm not on there scrolling a whole lot. I'm mainly on there posting, but I will find myself scrolling for too long sometimes, and gotta be careful with that. We also gotta be careful with what we eat, dude. I have been
Mm-hmm.
my whole life. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I need a hypnotist, but I need somebody, and I mean, I put all my faith in God, but it's like have I struggle with like food in a way where, oh, I eat pretty good for the most part, but then I'll just go off the deep end. You know what I mean? Like this weekend, I mean, I was with TNA for 3 days, and then I had a Words of Faith event, and then I was like, all right, I'm going crazy. I had John and Bonds, which is like frozen yogurt. Also, they cooked us up some hot dogs with bacon wrapped around them and hamburgers with grilled onions at the event. The church cooked that up for us, and the Doritos were overflowing.
Mm.
And then, dude, Sunday, um, uh, I had what did I have? Just Chipotle, but then I also had Foster Freeze. If y'all know what Foster Freeze is, chocolate dipped chocolate, baby. Oh yeah, so not terrible, but still like that's the kind of stuff I have to like, it's cool once in a while, but like 2 days of it, you know what I mean? I think is a little too much. So I'm constantly working, man. I'm back on the grind. Doing this stuff with TNA the last couple days really just got me more hungry than ever. Hungry for positive things. So
Yeah.
back on it, man. Meat, fruit, and really that's all I really want to eat. Is,
Yeah.
protein shakes and stuff like that, protein bars. But I'm really locking in on this because I got a match as we record this Saturday is my first match back in a year and a half, and I know I'm all over the place, but I also want to just touch on if anybody's seen it on the YouTube channel or on the Pacheco Square Garden YouTube channel. I just debuted for East Bay Pro Wrestling. The character, the Vibe Changer, made his debut. I came out and did a little promo. And like I said, I'll be wrestling this Saturday, man. So a lot going on over here, dude. A lot
Yeah.
going on.
Um, well, that's incredible. I was just talking the other day about how I saw you won the title when you wrestled Zach in Orville. I
Yeah.
was just talking about that the other day, which is weird. And then like I've been to a couple shows, so it's pretty cool. And that was like a decade ago. Like,
Oh, yeah.
but back to the like nutrition and stuff. It's all about that stuff. All boils down to discipline. Like bacon rack hot dogs is not bad, but it's like it depends. Like once you cut out processed food, like all of that sounded fine except for you're like I had Doritos. Like I eat a lot of the
Yeah.
same stuff that you do. Like I'm down into like the 50s now, like the 250s. Like I've struggled with weight ever since I got out the Marine Corps. Like I hurt my back in the Marine Corps, and then ever since then I struggled with weight. Like it just became a struggle, and then once I started getting my diet right, like once I cut out processed food, the weight just dropped. Like
Yeah.
I stopped like drinking like Red Bulls. I stopped eating pizzas. Like I still eat pizza, but I make it. It's homemade pizza.
Yeah.
So it's like once you get over processed food, it's you can basically eat almost anything you want, within reason, Um it's discipline. Just as hungry as you are to get back in the ring and succeed, you have to be that hungry to change the way you eat, to change the way you think about like yes, calories in, calories out is the ultimate way to lose weight, but not everybody has that discipline to be like I can only eat this much. But so you can eat a little bit more as long as it's not processed, it's a little healthier.
Yeah.
So it's all
Yeah.
about
And I'm
discipline.
absolutely. And, I'm excited to could just continue as we've been talking about this stuff since episode one. And, we're going to have Austin Aries on the next episode. And I'm sure we're going to get into his philosophy. And you guys have similar philosophies with the no processed food. And I believe in that too. I know that the
Yeah.
processed food is not the deal. I just,
It's
I
hard.
have a tough time. I had a tough time not eating the meat.
Yeah, you do.
Getting full by not eating the chickens or the fishes or the eggs or the steaks. So
Eat
we're
it.
gonna get into that with Austin Aries. I
Yeah.
know he's got a whole program he's putting out about what he does. Dude, I mean, he looks great, man. He's almost
He's
50 years old and he
yeah,
looks great and moves great. So he
absolutely.
what he does works for him and it works for a lot of people. But for
Yeah, it works
today,
for some
man,
people
we're
for
gonna
sure.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I'm looking forward to having him on the next episode. But for today, man, let's talk about, well, you guys could probably guess, maybe wrestling. Danny, do you like wrestling?
It's all right.
Yeah. A lot happening in wrestling always.
Yeah,
There's
absolutely.
always, dude, it just never stops. Like, you know, I, being with TNA for a couple days, man, and I can't talk too much about what I did and everything, but you'll definitely be seeing me on TNA Impact the next couple weeks, which is amazing. I've been a TNA wrestling fan since I was a teenager, and the product has just been up and down over the years, and they have a really really great crew, and I've been paying attention to them a lot more recently, the last couple years, like since Joe Henry's big push, and of course, the Hardys being there. Dude, the Hardys are such a draw. It's not even funny. Seeing it up close and personal, the amount of people
Yeah.
that are there to see the Hardys and the amount of people that stay after to do the autograph, the meet and greet with the Hardys, you're talking 3-4 hours, dude,
Mm-hmm.
of people of in line and meeting the Hardys. I mean, so it's really cool to see. It was really cool to be a part of that and see all the talent up close and learn a lot and be given some amazing opportunities. So be on the lookout. Watch TNA Impact on AMC, and you'll see Wrestling with Purpose's own the Vibe Changer,
Mm-hmm.
Mitch Valentine. But let's
Yeah.
talk about AEW. We always put AEW on the back burner.
Yeah.
Let's start off by talking about AEW because I know you're a huge AEW fan, and I'm interested in this match we have. We have MJF and Darby Allin coming up, hair versus title.
Mm-hmm. Well,
What do you think about?
did you watch the match where it was title, well, Darby challenged for the title?
Yeah, we talked about that last episode. We
Okay.
talked about Darby winning the title.
Yeah.
Yep. And again, I don't watch anything in full with AEW because I don't have HBO Max. I don't
Mm-hmm.
have cable. I watch YouTube and X and clips and stuff. And so that's how I keep up with AEW. And yeah, I think that's cool that they're doing the hair versus title. I know MJF is like he's like John Cena where he's had hair transplants or
Yeah.
something. I'm pretty sure. So I'm wondering, like, okay, is he just giving up and he's definitely getting his hair cut,
Yeah.
or is it a swerve and MJF's going to be a 3-time champ?
Yeah. I don't know where it's gonna go. I mean, I'd like to see MJF bald. I always like the hair versus whatever matches because like that's an actual physical stake, in it. I don't think MJF would look bad bald, but I honestly don't see MJF is so hot and he plays such a mega heel. I don't see him losing. Like I just don't like
Wow.
anytime there's that type of like stake, MJF always wins. Like anytime against Page, against when he came in against in the and inserted himself into that triple threat match. Like anytime
Right.
there's any stakes against Cody, like Cody could have never challenged for the title again, for the TNT championship. You know what I mean? Like anytime there's that stakes where it's like that, he always comes out on top. So I have a hard time seeing him like lose. And Darby seems like the type to like he'll do it for the business. You know what I mean? He's the champ. He bleeds AEW. You know what I mean? If they're like, we want MJF to win, I feel like he'd be like, oh, you know what? That's what you guys want.
Well, Darby's been defending the title every week and just again taking these outrageous bumps. I saw a little bit of the stuff
Mm.
on the golf course.
Mm-hmm.
Him getting launched off of things through
Yeah.
chair. I mean, the dude is just out of his mind. I mean, and that's a compliment. It's professional wrestling. You have to. We're all out of
Yeah.
our minds, but it's just, man, God bless him because he just keeps showing up and doing his thing. So he definitely has a high pain tolerance. That's been proven over and over for years and years.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens. I think that Darby just won the title. I would be shocked if he lost it back, but not too shocked
Yeah.
because I can just the moment of MJF getting his head shaved, like that's a moment, that's a viral moment, that's a entertaining thing to see, especially a heel getting their haircut is always fun. We'll see.
Yeah.
Now we talked also about Edge and Christian. They lost their tag title match, but now they got a rematch, and I think they're doing some. It's like an I Quit match, and if
Yeah.
they lose, now they can never team again. Is
Mm-hmm.
that correct?
Yeah. Against FTR.
Yes.
With Big Stoke as their valet or manager, I guess. Right. So if it's a female, it's a valet, and if it's a male, it's their manager. Is that how it tends to work?
I mean, Paul Heyman always has a different term: agent,
Well,
advocate.
that's Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So
Manager,
yeah,
manager, and valet.
yeah.
Yeah.
He good old Big Stoke. But I always thought that would be kind of cool, especially with a team like FTR. But Big Stoke, he ain't got no hose, so I don't know. If you watch
Yeah, I don't
AEW,
know.
that's what they chant. They chant no hose when
Oh,
anytime he starts talking. So anyways,
okay.
I thought it was funny every time they do it because he gets, he plays like he's so mad. I get hose, and it's like that's so weird that you're arguing with the crowd that you get hose. But yeah, they that's one match. It kind of is rooted like I like the way they tell that story because Edge has known FTR for a long time. And they even stayed at Edge's house, like he put them up and like they have such a deep history that like I mean they took out Beth, like it has a level of like it's personal. You know what I mean? I always like those type of things. Like when Edge and Christian had their thing, it just feels I don't want to say it feels real because like it you can tell a difference when people don't when they genuinely hate each other. Like Matt Hardy and Edge when they fought, like you could
Yeah.
tell that they did not like each other. They were in the business, they were doing the business, but they did not like each other at all. In this, you can tell that they don't like each other because that's the story, but like it feels I like it when it's personal type stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, great. I mean, they're all good. FTR is a great tag team. Of course, Edge and
One of the
Christian,
best, yeah.
legendary. It's all about promos for me. I mean, if you can't convey the message of who you are, why you're mad, what you're doing, in a way that makes people care, then I just don't like it. Like that's why there's a lot of professional wrestlers. And listen, I'll be the first to say, man, a lot of these guys are incredibly athletic. They look great, all that, but if you can't cut a promo,
Yeah,
I just don't care. And that's just me personally. I care, but I don't care as much as I'm going to care about a CM Punk or a MJF or an Edge. Edge has got the
great.
acting thing, and that's
Yeah,
what I tell a lot of guys too. Because I'm training every week with a lot of guys, and we don't take an acting class, like
yeah.
do some improv, like but if nothing else, get in front of one of these phones right here. See that right there? Get in front of these phones and cut promos when you're by yourself and practice what you're doing. But anyways, speaking of a legend and a great with the promo, Chris Jericho,
Yeah,
um, back at it,
crazy.
doing still feuding with Ricochet. Is that right?
Yeah, and one, he looks incredible. Like,
Yeah.
like it's always you see a lot of guys and they get older in the business and they start wrestling with shirts on, you know, and it's like dang, but you look at Chris Jericho and you can still see abs and you're like, that's crazy. Like that's you want to talk about dedication? Like that's incredible. Um, but yeah, I love me some Chris Jericho. I even bought a little bit of the bubbly when it came out because I'm a huge Jericho. I'm a big Jericho fan, even all the way back to in WCW, in New Japan, in Mexico. Like I love me some Chris Jericho.
Yeah, and like you said, Chris Jericho looks great, and as we get older, Danny, we want to make sure that we keep up on our appearances and looking good. And one of the best ways you can do that is with Papa Tui. Under
I
eye patches. Danny, these are ageless action under eye patches. They're fast, hard-working under eye patches that help reduce puffiness and the appearance of dark circles and fine lines. Enriched with peptides, hyaluronic acid, and niacinamide, plus upcycled caffeine. This is the perfect 10-minute solution to achieve sexy eyes. So, with that being said, you know what time it is.
I was kind of wondering where you were going with that. I should have known it was some sort of promo. I should have known that it was a plug for something. All right.
Well, it's Papa Tui.
It is Property. It has caffeine in it. I'm sure it's not the same as like
upcycled caffeine.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that like caffeine on caffeine?
These are also fragrance free, Danny.
Mm,
Fragrance nothing. Yep.
yeah,
Nothing.
gotcha.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. Amon is excited. Hey. Okay. This
All
is
right,
how we're doing it, folks. He's very excited about the Patatouille. Hey,
super
that's
super
enough.
excited. I
That's enough.
enjoy it.
Okay. So somebody not.
Yeah.
Hey, that is enough. Thank you. We're doing a podcast here, Amon. Come here. You want to be on the show? Sorry about that, folks. And right
Mhm.
in the middle of a sponsor ad, too. Okay.
I know, crazy. Well,
Ridiculous.
Amont wants to put his 2 cents in.
Yes,
They
he
need to
does.
make Propatui dog masks.
Papatui is what I would call it, Danny. I am a Mont, Prince Amont, the mighty Amont, the amazing Amont. It's good to see you, and I, of course, am the legend, and you're welcome for my presence.
The pleasure is always mine.
Yes, goodbye.
Incredible.
Okay, he's got such an ego, man. It's really, really ridiculous.
Yeah. But yeah, speaking of egos, I don't know where I was going to transition to that, but so back to AEW. It's funny that it was a good segue. Um, yeah, I'm looking forward to like the Edge and Christian
Keep going. I'll
match.
be right back. Hit him. Tell him about AEW, Danny. I'm gonna be right back in 30 seconds.
Well, now that it's just us. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that match. I like the fact it's going to be an I Quit match, and I'm looking forward to seeing like where that plays out too. But egos, I remembered where we were talking about. Jericho and Ricochet. I like that because Ricochet reminds me of a younger Chris Jericho. The attitude, the flashy dressing, the catchphrases, the um athleticism, the way he surrounds himself with like big men. But you know what I mean? Like he just has himself. He feels like a younger, like a heavily inspired by Chris Jericho. So I'm looking forward to it. I want to see um what is it, the Stadium Stampede. That should be pretty that should be a pretty interesting match. One of my favorite AEW moments, and one of the reasons I like AEW so much, is they're not afraid to be goofy. Like remember how like in wrestling they would just do like funny spots, and it wasn't like we're serious, like we've got to be serious all the time. Is when it was Stadium Stampede, and when one of the Young Bucks, I can't remember if I think it was Matt, basically did the front suplex down the whole state, like the whole 100 yards, like during the Stadium Stampede, and he just did it over and over and over and over. It was just, that was one of the funniest AEW moments for me, just because like it showed him, every few yards. Pretty fun.
It was wonderful.
Yes, incredible.
Well, I think that's enough AEW talk. I agree with you though. I'm interested in their is it Double or Nothing, the next pay-per-view?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like the card's shaping up good. My last AEW question for you is what's going on with the Hurt Business and Samoa Joe?
Well, they're in a match against the Conglomeration for the tag titles, I believe. So it's Roddy and Orange Cassidy. The Hurt Business, I'm not sure. I thought they were going to be in the Stadium Stampede, but I guess not. I don't know. But I love me some Hurt Business. I love me Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, MVP. We've talked about MVP on the show before. He's the coolest wrestler I've ever met. Like, to have a casual conversation with just somebody, the coolest guy, very respectful, very humble, you know, um, despite like what he played on TV when he was younger,
Mhm.
like he played a lot of like cocky, arrogant, but like I saw him at WrestleCon that when we went to WrestleMania, and casual conversation, super nice, actually engaging, you know what I mean? Not just like thanks, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I can't say enough, about how much I enjoy MVP. Um,
But you said so. Not sure what's going on with the Hurt Business. They showed up in team with Jericho. I saw that, and
yeah.
then Joe's going for the tag titles.
Uh, no, not the tag title. Sorry. They were having for
Trios.
the trios titles. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. My
He'd
bad.
won them. He had those
He had
titles
him for a
for a
while.
minute.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
with the ops, right?
yeah. He's still with the ops. They brought in Anthony Bowens, which, man, dude, I don't know why they broke them up.
Yes, he doesn't fit with the ops. I don't think.
Yeah, I think they're trying to, they don't want to let him go because he's incredibly talented, incredible on the mic. He has a great look, but he's just kind of floating around. Like
He's incredible on the mic.
yeah, you hear him cut a promo.
I'll have to check out a recent one.
Yeah,
I always thought the Max Caster guy was pretty great on the mic.
well, I feel like he's the best. So they're definitely a lot like, if you look at them, they're a lot like the New Age Outlaws. Um,
Yeah,
like of course, like in both of those tag teams, you have one person who's incredible on the mic, and then you have like Max Caster he's physically gifted too, but I think Anthony Bowens is definitely, in my opinion, more physically gifted, but he's not bad on the mic.
yeah. I
um
would love to see Max Caster get some kind of little mid card push for like a TNT title or something.
yeah, they tried that, and see, that's, in my opinion, that's hard to do when you're like a successful tag team. They were probably the biggest tag team in AEW for a while.
Mhm.
Like
I enjoyed him.
they're incredible. They had such good chemistry together. And it's hard for a lot of tag teams to split and then have singles careers. Like there's so many tag teams that tried to do that, and one guy either gets left out or it just doesn't work out for them. So
Speaking of tag teams, how about the New Day being let go? It sounded like they were asked to take a pay cut, maybe, or whatever happened. They're gone. Do you see them going to AEW, or do you see them just kind of doing something else, maybe outside of the wrestling business?
well, I think they're gonna kind of bounce around for a little while. I'd love to see them on some MLW, because Karrion Cross um had teased that they should team together for one night. And it'd be incredible to see him, I wouldn't mind seeing him in AEW. I wouldn't mind seeing him
Yeah.
if they went to Japan, um I just, they're incredibly talented. They work well together. They can cut good promos. People love them even when they're bad guys. Like even when they're, talking trash, people still cheer them. They get a reaction, which is the best thing you could be as a wrestler. Whether you're a baby face or a heel, a reaction is better than silence. So
Well, Kofi's been around for over 20 years, and I mean, he's done it all. And they're very into comic books, video games, of course. So I'm
yeah,
just wondering if they're going to explore some other avenues. They can now. Like when you're with the WWE, you're pretty limited on the outside projects you can take on. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. I was pretty shocked to see them. Of all the people that were let go, they were
yeah,
to me the ones that shocked me the most.
yeah.
But
Well,
yeah, man. As far as go ahead.
yeah, TKO gutted the tag team division. Like a lot of the people who got released were all tag team wrestlers. They got rid of the Wyatt Six too, which is
That was another Bo.
crazy
Getting
to
rid of
me,
Bo
dude.
was yeah, getting rid of Bo was pretty shocking.
Well, it's everybody. It doesn't matter what you do with them. The crowd goes nuts seeing them. It doesn't matter. Like they could do anything, and every time you hear their music comes on, fuck the everybody gets their phone out of their pockets and everybody's firefly in it. Like that's to me that's probably one of the biggest pops they get on WWE is the Wyatt Six. Everybody loves them, and they
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of get SmackDown's a lot for me like AEW. I don't have Fox, and so I catch YouTube highlights. And I was never too intrigued on what the Wyatt Six were doing after their
Mhm.
debut was very interesting. And I remember seeing them at SummerSlam. They wrestled a TLC match, but otherwise they haven't really been featured too much. So I haven't seen a lot of their stuff. But yeah, again, Bo's getting up there. We'll see what those guys do. Rowan's got to be in his mid 40s.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see what happens. They got rid of a lot of talent. Oscar's done, huh?
Maybe I don't know what is going on with her. I haven't heard that she's done, but like, how some wrestlers they just take a break. You're
Yeah, she's
traveling
been
on the
at it
road
hard.
years.
Yeah.
And um, and so sometimes she just need a little bit of break. There could be something going on. You know what I mean? Like family
Yeah.
wise or whatever. And sometimes people just step back for just a little while.
Well, another one. She's in her 40s, and that's just not easy, man. When you get in your 40s and you've been doing wrestling for 20 years, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, you just got to be careful. And speaking of being done, I think we are done with these Papa Tui sexy eye under eye patches.
Correct.
And so, did you get us a drum roll yet, Danny? Do we have a drum roll or?
I don't. I will. I'll put it on my list of things to get around to.
Okay, well then we'll just do this. Five, four, three, two, one. Meh.
That's not a bad idea.
Oh, yeah. Hold on.
Why you can do the duck lips?
It just makes me feel more sexy, but nothing makes me feel better than the Papa Tui sexy eyes. Thank you, Papa Tui. We love you. Dwayne, text me back, please. Miss you.
It's crazy.
Hey, speaking of our
uh,
favorite wrestler ever, The Rock, did you watch the Kevin Hart roast?
I did not. Unpopular opinion. I don't think Kevin Hart's that funny. Um, I don't.
Yeah,
I He's great at what he does. He is funny, but I just it's just not for me.
yeah, no, dude, it's all subjective. All entertainment is subjective. Like music, comedy,
Mhm.
wrestling.
Yeah.
I think Kevin Hart is funny, but also like there's a point where like after 20 or 30 minutes, I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm done. Like, I mean, doing comedy for an hour, which a lot of these, famous, comedy comedians with Netflix specials, they're doing comedy for an hour.
Yeah.
That is an incredible challenge.
Yeah.
I know because I mean, I can do a half hour, but eh, even that, I mean, 5 minutes is hard, like
Yeah. It can
comedy's
be.
incredible. It's you and a microphone. It's very challenging. But yeah, the Kevin Hart, obviously proven though numbers don't lie. The guy is
Yeah.
incredibly
Absolutely.
successful.
Hmm.
The roast was 2.5 hours long. So again, that's too long for me. I'm a big believer in a 90-minute event, maybe a 2 hour event, like a wrestling event, 2 hours. But even 90 minutes, man, you leave them wanting more. You go to the movies, if it's over 90 minutes, you're just like, ugh. So I'm a believer in a 90-minute event. But anyways, I fast forward through a lot of the people, but I saw some of them. Typical roast, just very wild, racist stuff, vulgarity, just over the top, crazy stuff was said. And then The Rock came out at the end as an unexpected guest.
Mm,
And so, amazing entrance, of course, huge pop.
mm.
Uh, his, cool outfit. His shirt was buttoned down to his belly button. I was like, that's a lot. I mean, I thought he could have. Anyways, it was very. He was chest out. He was doing his thing, and he was funny. He definitely was funny. But he went a little long. He went like over 20 minutes.
Too much.
Just kind. And he even said he was drunk.
That's
It's
why he
just
went
like,
over 20 minutes.
but
Uh,
I recommend watching it. Watch The Rock, of course. What's
yeah.
his name? Tony Hinchcliffe, just out of his mind, and a couple of the other ones,
Yeah.
just doing their thing. Tom Brady was
Yeah.
there. It was cool. It was all right. Kevin Hart ended it with some good stuff, but it was worth a watch.
I've
But I wouldn't
watched
watch the whole thing.
I've watched a bunch of roasts, but I stopped watching some of the newer ones because they're very like I like the old style roasts where nothing is like taboo. Like you could just if you want to make a joke about whatever, you just do it and people find it like it's comedy, and but then it kind of got like, well, we got to be safe. We can't do certain things. We can't say certain things because we don't want to offend people who aren't even watching it. And but it's good to hear that they're kind of going back to like actual roast. I might check it out then because I just kind
It
of gave
was
up on
good. I
them.
mean,
You know,
no. I feel like this one and the Tom Brady one too. These Netflix roasts have
yeah,
been
the Tom Brady one was
very
funny.
wild. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
no. It was like the Tom Brady one,
Okay,
if not more wild. Yeah, it was a
sweet.
wild one. Also, before because we're gonna get into the WWE stuff, but did you watch the fights? The Ronda Rousey, Gina fight, and the Nate Diaz fight.
I didn't. I went to a concert last week and then I think I ate something bad. I don't like accusing places of food poisoning because it's just like I don't know. It's hard to like prove it. But so I ate something bad. I wasn't feeling well and so I kind of slept through them. It's on my list of things to like catch up with. Like I I was just like I for like 3 days I was asleep longer than I was awake. So like I missed a bunch of
Jeez.
stuff. Yeah. And when I woke up and I'm finally getting back into things, I had to catch up on wrestling, so
Right.
and I'm busy with other stuff too. So it's like I'm trying to play catch up and stuff. So I want to see it. I love me some Nate Diaz. The Diaz brothers are some of my favorite fighters. And just I love me some Nate Diaz personality wise. You know what I mean? So
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I'm not gonna spoil anything for you if you don't know the results.
yeah,
But the Nate Diaz fight, dude. My goodness,
always good.
it was just like the definition of um never quitting.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
absolutely.
And just tougher than a $2 steak, as good old
Yeah.
JR would say.
Heck yeah.
Um, and then of course most people know what happened in the Ronda fight, but if you don't know, I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah. I
Um,
it's on my list of things to do. I'm probably gonna watch it in the next day or two. So
yeah, yeah. Overall, I would say I watched. There was another fight with Junior Dos Santos, and I think I missed the rest of it. But good
mhm.
stuff, man. CM
Yeah.
Punk was there. It was cool. I hope next Netflix does that again. I like being able to watch an MMA. I don't usually watch MMA anymore. I used
Mm.
to watch it a lot. I don't really watch it anymore. But when it's on Netflix and it's that convenient, and it's got some names on it that I care about, yes, I will check that out. And speaking of people that we care about, lots of guys in the WWE and girls in the WWE that we care about. And I will say right off the top that I am so happy for Jacob Fatu. What an
Mhm.
incredible run he's been on, and
Yeah.
he's not stopping anytime soon.
Yeah.
I thought they might do a DQ finish with Roman and Jacob,
Yeah.
but they did beat Jacob, but it's okay. He got his heat back. I still don't think they should have beat him like that, but it was pretty clean the way he got beat. But it was cool because he's still,
It wasn't a
you
clean
know,
finish.
it was a spear 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, yeah, but right before that, he pulled the turnbuckle and hit him in the exposed turnbuckle. So it wasn't he pinned him cleanly, but he still Roman still cheated to win. Deliberately cheated to win. So
I got you. I got you. Fair enough. So Jacob got his heat back, beat down Roman.
Yeah.
As we record this, we're getting ready for the second Monday Night Raw since that match, and I'm looking forward to seeing where they go next with Roman and Jacob. Also, I'm wondering when CM Punk's coming back and what he's going to be doing.
Yeah. So on the Jacob thing, I it's you kind of painted yourself into a corner with this type of situation. He either beats Roman and then Roman doesn't look as dominant as he was, or Jacob wins and then or if Jacob wins, but then if Roman wins, then it's like you put this incredible push on Jacob to what back to being like just in the bloodline. You know what I mean? Like he acknowledges him, and now what does he do? He's just his right hand. Like
You know what I see happening here, and again, I'm just another guy that we talk about a lot from this area. Royce Keys
yeah,
just wrestled Gunther, lost to Gunther,
incredible.
got in Cody's
Yeah.
face before that. So they beat him quick now. That Royce has only been really full time for a month or so, and they
Yeah.
beat him now. But the reason where I think they're going, I don't know who the heel's gonna be, but I think they're going with Royce turning on Fatu. They've shown a lot of backstage with those two. They have history together.
Mm-hmm.
History in Northern California together, but just history in general. So I see the Romans not losing that title to Jacob. I think Royce will be the guy that makes sure that doesn't happen. Not necessarily for Roman, just because he doesn't want to see Fatu, achieve all that and before he does. So I think that's going to be the story they go with next for Jacob is him and Royce.
Mm-hmm.
That's my prediction. I have no inside knowledge. I'm just from what I've been watching. That's where I see that going, and I see Roman wrestling Oba at SummerSlam.
Yeah, I don't see it going that direction. I could see them teaming up because um Solo has interfered in both of their matches now. Both Jacob and Royce. So I feel like they're gonna team up to take on the MFTs instead of getting turned on because they're not even on the same show. So it wouldn't make sense for Royce to come to Raw to turn on to stop him from winning the title. That doesn't. They're not even on the same
Well,
show.
I think Fatu was on SmackDown.
What
He was
was?
wrestling Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, but
Gunther was on Raw. I mean,
I think
Roman
they
was on
switched.
SmackDown.
Yeah,
Do they really keep the brands separate anymore?
yeah,
They
they do.
really haven't since. They really never have. Like when it first happened in 2002 when they had the draft when it was Flair and Vince. Oh, I miss those days, man. Such good memories. But they were real serious about the brand split for about a year or two, and then really, it just
Yeah,
eh, it's not really been a serious thing in my opinion. I know they somewhat keep people on the certain shows, but like at the drop of a hat, so people can go on the other show. There's no
they keep
real.
them separated for the most part because even Gunther in his last promo said that he went through a lot of work to get to SmackDown. So I feel like they've separated because he even said I used to be on Raw and there was a lot of strings to pull to get to SmackDown. So like if they kept them separate, then they wouldn't deliberately say that in a promo. And they don't do it very often. It's only when they're like big stars like Jacob. And I think he's on Raw now. I don't think he's on SmackDown. But regardless, either way, I don't think they would. That's very short term. That leads to nowhere.
Well, he's been on
In my
both.
opinion.
He was on, and the Usos too. They've been on both. They've
Yeah.
been.
Well, like I said,
But I see. But like I said, I do see Roman beating Fatu doing stuff with Royce, like you said, the MFTs. I could see that. Do you see Gunther beating Cody?
no, I don't see Gunther beating Cody because, like, I'm not saying Gunther's a bad champ, but like, he's just too. What are they gonna do with him? He's just too hot. Like Cody has always been a draw, and ever since he came back, I don't want to say always, but ever since he came back, he's been the guy. Everybody wants to see Cody. And now that he's the champ, like a lot of times people get to that spot of like, I'm the champ, now what? It never has felt like that with Cody. So
Well, Randy,
I
I
don't see
think
it.
Randy's hurt. I've heard rumors about Randy's back bugging him again, and I think Randy was supposed to beat Cody at WrestleMania, and I think that it looks like to me that they're not sure what's going on with Randy right now. And can you hear her barking? These
Not
dogs,
yeah,
bro.
no, I
These
don't.
dogs, man. Being a dog dad, bro, full time is just it's exhausting. Like this dog will wake us up every morning at 2 or 3 in the morning, barking to go outside, and then she barks because her bed is not properly like made for her. And we got two dogs. You've seen a Mont. We also have a Honey, the older white dog. She's literally 20 years old, and she's got all this. A Mont's giving her all this energy. But anyways, so. I think, yeah, like I said, I think Randy was supposed to win. I think Cody's holding the title. I don't. It's tough because then you had Punk and Cody do that little face off, but then you also think, well, maybe like what Gunther's going to retire all these people and then lose to Cody. I mean, it's pretty tough to predict what's going to
Mm-hmm.
happen there.
Yeah, I see. It's so hard to like WWE. That's their that's a big problem with them is they do short pushes and then it's like, okay, cool, where's this going? And they're like, don't know, because it's like there's no obvious choice. Like, who's he gonna what's he gonna do? Like, he retired all these people and then now what? Like, I don't see him winning the title. I don't think Randy was supposed to win either. They told a great story and they did everything, but I don't think he was supposed to win. um but but it's like, what are you going to do with him? Is Randy going to come back and interfere and then Gunther retires Randy? Like, if you're going to put somebody as like a legend killer, Randy had a lot of guys that were like at the end of their career where he could just, but like everybody who's there now is like, they're either going to retire soon or they're young guys. So like, there's only a couple other people that could potentially be towards the retirement age of wrestling, or on the status of where it makes sense to retire them.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And SummerSlam is kind of what we're building up to, right? Like after WrestleMania, it's like, okay, now especially since SummerSlam's a 2 night event.
Yeah.
Um, so you think of all this talent, like you said, guys that are getting ready to be done, like a Punk or a Randy, and then all these young guys like Javon and Oba and Trick and
you know
you know,
just thinking about this, sorry, I mean, cut you off, but I think, of speaking of unplanned things, I think maybe Gunther was supposed to retire Brock, because he's been on this
well, yeah.
retire thing, and then Brock was just like, I'm good, I'm done.
Well, we talked about that last podcast. I'm
Yeah.
still believing that Brock's going to be at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Whether it's a match or just an appearance, I truly believe with SummerSlam being in Minnesota,
Yeah.
that Brock's going to be there in some way. He's going to do something, and it might be a match with Gunther. But I see Roman and Oba as a night 1 or 2 main event, and Punk
Mm-hmm.
and Cody being the other main event.
Yeah.
Um, I just don't know what they're going to do with Gunther at this point because, yeah, like you said, they were probably building him for Brock.
Yeah.
And but Brock might be done. Rey Mysterio, he's got to be getting close to being done.
Yeah. uh Maybe, I don't know. I think Ray would want to have his last match against Dominic. I honestly
I
feel
agree.
like his last match will be against Dominic. Um,
I agree.
and
And he
Dominic will
said
win.
that.
Yeah.
And he said he'll be giving his mask to him too.
Yeah.
So I
Which will
could see that
be
happening soon.
one of those moments that, like, when that happens, like, I've cried a few times during like wrestling promos or moments that happen. That'll probably be one where I'm sobbing like a baby on the couch, because I remember Ray in WCW, like back then when he was just when he was Dominic's age.
Yep. Little Ray Ray.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting always. And that's why we love wrestling, man, because it's just a story that never ends, you
Yeah.
know. And Dominic's the AAA champion, and AAA is getting a lot of waves. You know,
Yeah.
Undertaker's running the creative there. I hear about stuff all the time. I don't follow it as much,
Yeah. I don't
but
either.
you know, maybe that's where Ray does it. Is Ray and Dominic for the AAA title at a big event
Yeah.
there?
I don't think so. Ray's been with WWE. I don't think WWE would be like, we're gonna put that on AAA. I think it would be at an actual pay per view, like one of the big four in WWE. It might even be a WrestleMania thing, like
Well, maybe
because
it's for the AAA title though. You know,
it could be, but I don't see Ray's last match in a WWE promotion not being in WWE at a big pay per view. He's done so much, not in just wrestling business, but for the WWE over the last few decades that I don't see him going. His last match in WWE would not be at a big pay per view,
you just got to think that's where he started was in Mexico at a little church. Actually, I remember
Yeah.
the story. He was 14. His first match was at a little church in Mexico. So
Yeah.
it would be cool for him maybe to have his last match in Mexico, and whether it's AAA or WWE.
Sure.
But like you said, I do see it being a SummerSlam or a WrestleMania. So we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they had some call ups, of course. Sol Ruca,
Love it.
Ethan Page,
Mm-hmm. Love it.
Ricky Saints,
Yeah.
and you know, I'm loving. I'm such a huge fan of Joe Hendry.
Joe Hendry's
I
great.
just Oh man, the Logan Paul song is so over.
Yeah.
Uh, he just Joe
Yeah.
Hendry's just a nonstop hit, man. Like
Yeah. Entertaining. Yeah.
he's he's so entertaining, and he doesn't do a lot in the ring. People don't forget that. Like he doesn't have to. When
Yeah.
you're that entertaining, you don't have to get on the top rope and do a backflip because what he does very well, and he's got a legit judo background too.
Yeah. He reminds me, he's not as good, but he reminds me of The Rock a lot. He's incredible cutting promos backstage. He's oozing charisma. Anything he does is just people love it. But when he gets in the ring, he doesn't have to do a lot to put the crowd over. He does his spots that people go crazy for. He like you said, he doesn't have to get off the top rope and dropping elbows. He can. He doesn't do it very often. Like he's very he's not like the five moves of doom or anything. He has a good arsenal, but he doesn't have to do it, so
Yeah, I wonder, obviously we're going to build to a Henry Paul match. I would build it all the way to SummerSlam if you could. I
yeah.
mean, because Joe Henry he's just doing tag matches, I think, right now.
Yeah.
Build up his first singles match, and Logan Paul's the perfect opponent. So they're
Yeah.
definitely going that route.
Yeah.
Penta's the IC champion, and of course, Trick Williams is the US champion. Who do you
Mm-hmm.
see beating those two? I see Trick holding that belt for a while.
Trick is the hottest star in WWE right now. Like, hands down. I wish they would get rid of Lil Yachty. It bugs me. Like, I can understand having a hype man, but like you're not you're not the center of attention in this realm. Like you are a platinum, diamond, whatever artist, which is great. I enjoy his music sometimes, but you're not the center of attention. But like inserting yourself in and trying to be like the center of attention is kind of like it gets annoying after a while. But I mean, I don't see Trick losing to anybody unless Oba's like, I want that title. Like, oh, I don't see anybody beating Oba. Like, he beat Brock Lesnar decisively, where Brock steamrolled everybody. So, like, I don't see him losing to anybody unless Oba is like he wants the title.
Well, you got to have Oba beat Roman. I don't know why you wouldn't.
Yeah.
And then once Oba is the champion, say SummerSlam time, yeah, I don't know who you have. I think Oba holds it for a while, and I think it'd be nice. It'd be cool and different to have a champion that literally just beats everybody in 5 minutes. Because why not?
Yeah.
Like we know how the formula of, okay, it's the main event for the title. It's gonna go 20 plus minutes, and it's gonna be a back and forth battle. It's like, dude, just let Opa kill everybody for like a year or two. Like, why not? Like, to the point where the
Yeah.
fans are like, okay, like we get it. Like, someone's got to beat him. Who
Yeah.
can? And then in a year or two, somebody finally rolls him up, or maybe they beat him decisively or whatever. But
Yeah.
make Oba your freaking big, your final boss, your big
Yeah.
boss that nobody can even last more than 5 minutes with.
I agree.
Like, seriously, I want to see that.
Yeah. The last time I can think of somebody like that, I mean, Brock, of course, Brock, but like Big Show, they did that with him a lot. They would get him in the ring. They also did stupid, corny things, but like they did a lot with the Big Show where guys would get in there and then they would like try and do something and he would just like shove them off and then punch them, knock them out, pin them, and you could do a way he loses, kind of like how Big Show lost to Cody when Cody drop kicked him in a tables match and he like put his foot through the table. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Like you could have him, like that's a corny way to lose, but like that's the only type of way is like a stipulation. You know what I mean? Where you can't, like you lose just because like you are so big and dominant that you couldn't, you know, get through a
Well,
table or
the only
whatever.
right, the only guy that really I thought was ever booked like this, the unbeatable monster beats you in less than 5 minutes, was Goldberg. But see, Goldberg was very limited,
Yeah.
and the fans ended up turning on a little bit on Goldberg at the end there in WCW. People forget that. They're like, "Oh, Nash ruined Goldberg's
Well,
streak."
that,
It's like,
yeah.
no, the fans were chanting for Nash. Actually,
Yeah.
Goldberg was starting to get Goldberg sucks chants. So that there's a risk of that happening to Oba if he just continues to beat everyone in 5 minutes or less. But I say the risk is worth the reward. Let
Mm-hmm.
this man be the unbeatable ruler, the monster,
Yeah.
and
Well, and you could have
just
him take
go with him, man. Strap the freaking rocket on this guy.
have him do like Bobby Lashley did. Take multiple titles. That way you can just have like, you know what I mean? Like he could come out and defend. Like if you want to make him be whatever and he just wants to fight, have him go out and beat Penta for the title. And then have him just be like Roman just say something casually and then he won the title earlier in the night and then he could be like Roman could be like, "Oh, there's nobody back there who's man enough to whatever, like we run this." And he comes out and he's like, "Nobody? Me? Like, okay, let's go right now."
He's
Whatever.
good on the mic too.
Yeah,
That's the big difference between him and Goldberg. I mean, first of all, there's lots of differences, right?
sure.
I feel like he's just
He gets
he's just more
he gets it.
he's more yeah, he's got more experience really too. I mean, he's been in NXT for a while. Um, but yeah, he's good on the mic. Yeah, you could have him win multiple titles. I love when Kurt Angle had the TNA X title, the tag titles, and the world title there, and then he had his Japan to IWGP, and
Mm-hmm.
he's just walking around like that's an ultimate. That's really cool. But eventually, they got to lose some titles though, because you
Sure.
can't just hog all that time
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
opportunity.
But he could even
So I just
relinquish the
want to see,
title.
I just want to see Oba get into like a battle with somebody like a Drew McIntyre for like a month or two, and then just like, but again, or just beat everybody in five. Like, he shouldn't have to go more than five. Like, there's no reason to have Oba go more than 5 minutes. You could. He's very capable. He could do 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, I'm sure.
Agreed.
Just like let him just. They had him beat Otis, and then nobody came out, and he went there and drugged those two guys out. The Oba challenge is a great idea, but yeah, if but people, why would they want to take that challenge? Like that,
Yeah.
the psychology wise. So we'll see where they go with him. I just think the sooner you get him, put the title on him, the better.
Yeah,
Just
absolutely.
put the freaking title on him.
Yeah,
Let him
absolutely.
run.
And you could even have him, since he's the ruler, like he could have both titles and they could do like a United States Championship tournament. Like if he's the champ, or not that, the Intercontinental, sorry. But like he could even do a tournament, you know, like, oh, you want the title, then you win a tournament to, you know, or he could even drop it, you know. But I don't see it as a bad idea, and they haven't done it in WWE. I'm trying to think of the last time someone had like the US or Intercontinental and a heavyweight title at the same time. You know, like I don't
I mean,
remember.
Warrior is the only one that comes to mind, dude,
Yeah.
because I just don't think that's really a thing they really ever do.
Yeah, but you could
In
do it
TNA, it's
with
happened a
him.
lot.
Yeah, it's happened a few
Like
times.
Lashley
Yeah.
was another guy. Lashley and TNA had a bunch of titles at once. Um,
Big shout out to Austin Aries. He was too. The belt collector.
yeah,
Like that, you know, that was pretty I liked one of my favorite attires anyone has ever worn was Austin Aries when he had the long gear where it had headlines from him winning all these titles like on his gear and stuff like that. Pretty
yeah.
incredible. Pretty awesome. But
You know, I've been watching a lot of, gosh, the last year. So I've been going back because on the TNA YouTube, shout out to TNA Wrestling, by the way. Really big fan. Really, really love me some TNA Wrestling. But seriously, for the last year, I mean, I always have, dude. Like, there's
yeah.
a picture
Oh,
of
me
me I
too.
just
Yeah.
posted. Well, there's a picture of me like at 16, dude, with the TNA Wrestling shirt on, with my big old hair and my big old body there, and I'm just like, but I've been going back the last year on the TNA Wrestling YouTube, and I've been watching these old pay-per-views from '05. I'm all the way into 2013 now. And dude, yeah, Aries' body of work, man, in TV, especially, it's incredible.
Yeah.
And there's so many great matches that TNA had on those monthly pay-per-views, you know, in the late 2000s or early 2010s that I never saw because it's $50 or whatever at the time, and I just didn't buy it.
Yeah.
Um, so it's cool to be able to go and watch all these matches that I've never seen and see what they were doing on pay per view. Um, and yeah, no, we're real excited to have Austin Aries back on the show
Hmm.
next episode for episode 10. And like I said, bro, I'm real excited to be back in this wrestling business, dude. You'll see me on TNA Impact the next couple weeks. On the AMC network. Make sure you download the app or and definitely subscribe to TNA Wrestling's YouTube channel. And of
Yeah.
course,
Yeah.
we appreciate you subscribing to this YouTube channel and watching our podcast. And
Absolutely.
we're just gonna, we're just gonna continue to do our thing. Danny's always doing his thing with helping charities, man. What else you got going on out there?
I mean, that's basically it. So next month we're going to be doing our next charity. So we do like a you remember like telethons? Do you remember those like old things? The telethons where they would do like raise money and they'd be on the phone or they'd be on the thing for whatever. Like I have one, it's called a Vapathon, where
Yeah,
basically it's on Twitch. And so basically it goes by like the amount of money we make will extend the time we go and will at different levels it's different like prizes or challenges or punishments and stuff like that. Like I did the death nut challenge. Like there's 5 stages where it gets like hotter and hotter. Um,
of nuts.
yeah, it's like a peanut and it's like coated
I
in
see.
like Carolina
Yeah.
Reaper or whatever. I've eaten like
Ouch.
the world's hottest chocolate. We just do lots of different things. We've done giveaways. We've uh played like rage games. We've done I did this trivia game, like Jeopardy. But it's like so that's coming up next month. The last one was like I think it was like 4 days. So um that's kind of what I'm getting ready for, which is like busy. I did one where I climbed flights of stairs on a stairmaster. I think I did
Nice.
I think I did like 12 stories of just climbing stairs but that's what I'm
Nice.
getting ready for next. That's going to happen next month. So it takes a little bit of preparation to get into because, who knows what goes on. We might do some wrestling stuff. So
Well, I'm gonna be climbing flights of stairs on the Stairmaster, man, getting ready this week, especially. I don't know if this will air. Hopefully, this week we'll drop this maybe later this week. But this Saturday, as we record this, May 23rd, I'll be getting back in that ring, man, for the first time in about a year and a half. Wrestling, of course, Danny. If I'm getting back in the ring, you know it's for a championship. So I'll be
Mm,
wrestling for the Pacheco Square Garden, the PSG Championship, against the Moment Mo Days. And as I said in my promo, there ain't gonna be no Mo Days for Mo Days as champion because I'm about to change the vibe and whoop that butt, Danny. I'm a butt
mm,
whooper. That
mhm.
is what I do. I whoop butts and take titles and of course change the vibe. That's what we're doing.
Yeah,
So if this does drop before then, check out East Bay Pro Wrestling on Instagram and Facebook. Then like Pacheco Square Garden YouTube channel, you can see all their matches. They've been around for they just celebrated 12 years. They're out there in Pacheco, which is in the Bay Area, and I'm excited, man. I'm looking forward to that. It's a cool promotion. I've been there, just like I said, debuted my new character a couple weeks ago, and this will be my return match. And I'll be doing a lot more, especially these
yeah.
next few months. So I'll have to keep you updated. Are you gonna come out here, bro? Are you gonna come out to California anytime soon and come hang out and come see some live California wrestling?
I mean, never say never, but I, I don't know. I who knows? You never know. I could be there. I could make a special guest appearance at. We could be doing this podcast together one of these days. You know,
Well, let
like
me just say this. This might entice you. I've got a huge match, another huge match on July 11th. And not only that, Danny, but July 11th and 12th, Kurt Angle is in Stockton at Stockton Con. And so is Mick Foley. So maybe you can, you know, make amends with Mick Foley. The only guy in the history of professional wrestling that had a bad experience meeting Mick Foley,
he blew me
Danny,
off,
folks.
dude. It was crazy at Stockton Con. That's where he
I
blew
know.
me off at. Like
Well, he'll be
incredible.
back. Mick Foley's going to be there, and Kurt Angle's going to be there on the
It'll
11th
be
and
some
12th of
Kurt Angle
July.
though.
Dude, it's worth it, bro. Just come out here. You
He's
can see a
Kurt Angle
big
is
event
the
on. Yeah,
he's the only celebrity I follow on social media is Kurt Angle.
I know. Well, we
He's an
want to get
American
him on this
hero.
show.
I did.
We're hoping to get him on this show.
I would fangirl out. I would try not to, but like, dude, there's just so many incredible things about Kurt Angle that it would be hard not to just like, yeah, it would be hard not to. But you know,
Well, like I said, man, I'm definitely. I've never paid to go meet somebody at a meet and greet ever,
yeah,
but July 12th, after my big match on July 11th, I can't see why I wouldn't. I'm not going to go. I'm going to Stockton, and
yeah,
I'm going to be shaking the
hmm,
man's hand and telling him thank you for
yeah,
everything he's done. And who knows, maybe we'll be working with Kurt Angle on this show. I
could
have
be.
some other ideas for Words of Faith event with Kurt Angle. I'm putting it out there. We're gonna see what happens, but for now, man, I think we've covered a lot. I'm sure these darn dogs are gonna start barking again because I just let them out, and they are more demanding than anyone else in this house, bro. These dogs are just, they want to be fed, they want to drink water, they want to go outside when they want to go outside, they want their beds made, they want to be pet. I mean, being a dog dad, bro, is a full-time job. Let me just tell you that. So love me some dogs though.
Yep.
Are you a dog guy? Are you a dog guy or are you a cat guy? You kind of look like a
I
cat guy. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't own either, so I'm a I don't have either. I've never been. I've moved around too much, like in the military and deployments and stuff like that. I did so much of not being home that I never had the like I want a pet type attitude because like I moved around a lot as a kid. You know, like we just
Yep.
never stayed in one place long enough to like to have one. You know.
No, I feel I was the same way before I got a mop, bro. I never had my own pet until a couple years ago. And you know what you look like the kind of guy that would have a hamster actually, like just a little hamster. maybe a bunny. I actually want a bunny one day. I'm gonna have a bunny, but I hear they just poop everywhere, so
And they smell.
maybe not. Yeah, but they're so
Uh,
cute though, bro. They hop around.
maybe I don't know. Maybe a bird. Mm, I don't know. Maybe I'll just go feed crows and then like I don't know.
I don't know. That sounds kind of weird. I don't know if you should feed crows.
I don't know, but I heard crows if you train them, they'll just go and like find things and bring it to you. Like they'll if you train them to like pick up coins, they'll just go around and just take coins and bring them back.
I'm just glad you're not the kind of person that has some sort of reptile because I'm sorry. Like, I love all people, but people that have reptile pets are just, they're not my vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't, snakes freak me out.
gotcha.
Yeah. So I'm glad that that's not you. But, man, we're going to have a lot to talk about on this next episode
Yeah,
with Austin
absolutely.
Aries. It's been a great episode talking with you, brother. Was there anything else you wanted to
Oh,
to to talk about?
yeah, one thing I loved the Glacier Seth Rollins at Backlash when he came out and he was like in the I don't think it was necessary Glacier, but that's what I saw it as, you know. I think it was like a Mortal Kombat thing, but
Mhm.
um I liked it, you know. Big shout outs to Glacier. Super underrated. Like very talented, not the best on the mic, but super talented, great in the ring,
Yes.
had a great physique and everything. The gimmick was very I think it could have went over if it was done better, you know, like because like Steve Blackman. I think Steve Blackman could have if it was pushed it a different way, but love me some
Well,
Glacier.
I thought Seth Rollins, you can't deny his talent, but I thought he was best when he had the J&J security.
That was funny.
Just
Yeah.
as that chicken heel
Yeah.
that had his little crew that would take
Yeah.
all the bumps, and but he still can go in there and have a great match. Speaking of Glacier, man, shout out to Glacier. Shout out to Mortal Kombat. I'm gonna go see the new Mortal Kombat tomorrow. I'm also super stoked. We got the new Star Wars movie coming out. I think we have the new Spider-Man movie coming out, bro. I mean, there's going to be a lot of stuff going on, a lot of cool
Yep.
things to watch and talk about. And we just want to thank you all for continuing to click the link and watch us jibber jab. And
That's right.
hopefully you guys get some entertainment out of this. We really want to be more interactive with you guys. I'm gonna be posting more on the Facebook, asking people to submit any questions they have. If you submit anything in the comments, we'll definitely be reading those.
Absolutely.
Talking about whatever y'all want us to talk about. But again, this is Wrestling with Purpose, and we talk a lot about wrestling and, of course, purpose. And next time on the show, we're going to be joined by the TNA World Champion, the Ring of Honor World Champion, along with dozens, if not hundreds, of other championships. A double Austin Aries. So we're excited about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Incredible wrestler, but also, an incredible human being on top of that. So very nutrition focused, very inspirational, very humble. Like a lot of guys, like I've ran into maybe not as many professional wrestlers as you have, but like quite a few. And he, besides MVP, which I love MVP, is one of the most humble stars out there that I've ever ran into. Um,
Yeah.
so definitely sit and talk. Doesn't give off vibes of um, like at someone who's been at that level is just humble. They're not egocentric or anything like that. So pretty well-rounded
Yep.
gentlemans.
Be on the lookout for that. That'll be episode 10 of Wrestling with Purpose. This has been episode 9 of the WWP. And you down with WWP? Yeah, you know me. I am the vibe changer, Mitch Valentine. For Danny, thank y'all so much. And we'll see you next time on this exact YouTube channel. Same channel, same Not the same time, but definitely this YouTube channel. I don't know
Correct.
why I keep doing this with my hand, but I'm gonna keep doing this. And I don't know what else to say except for thank you. Good night. What does Kenny Omega say? Go ahead. Do your Kenny Omega. I know you want to.
Why? Well, why does it always boil down to Kenny Omega? You know,
It's just
greatest wrestler on the planet. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense.
what is his deal? Do his deal. Come on. I want to see your
Nah, I'm
best
not.
Kenny Omega.
I don't. You know better than anybody about gimmick infringement. So yeah, because your gimmick got stolen. You know.
Yeah,
So
it did.
I don't
But
want
that's all
to
right.
I don't want to gimmick infringe anybody.
What about gimmick and you know what it was? It was gimmick infringe Mitch. Thank you. And that'll do it for us, folks. We'll see you next time on the Wrestling with Purpose podcast.
Mhm.
And it's all love.